Okay, hey guys. We're gonna do a little review of a small play and some small, very minute errors that I make during this in this play. So the situation we're given is we're here level 5 with a pushing wave. We are just a little bit ahead of the Rumble in XP. You can see the full game. It'll be in a it'll be in the description, and there'll be a card for it. Linking the full game. And the what happens here is I do a all in on the rumble, and there's a few small mechanical mistakes I picked up on when reviewing the game earlier today. So I'm gonna go over those really quickly. Um, so as you see, I'm approaching level 6, so I'm pretty sure that I'm ahead of the Rumble in XP. So I'm going to try and use the level 6 to my advantage. As we can see, these 3 minions, we look at our XP bar here, we got just a little bit less than half of what it took to get to level 3. You can see the difference between these frames. So I was pretty sure I was going to hit level 3 on this next minion, but it turned out not to be this one. So I need one more minion at this point. But I start the trade anyway, because if you see the minion next to that one, it's relatively low, right? So this minion, from the minion aggro going onto it, once we killed it, once we Q to this minion, the minion aggro will change, and that minion will be at low enough HP to get the reset. I'm running a 29% page, so I don't actually have a lot of AD, so I do need to be a little bit more careful with my Q damage. So we go onto this minion first. Sorry. We go onto this minion first. E. Um, we E auto and orb walk back, and then because I know this minion was going to set up, that's why I orb walk back to see if Rumble walks further into me. So then I Q reset to the minion there and auto the Rumble. And here's the first mistake I make here is if you see the click going down here, I orb walk down. Where I should have been orb walking is upwards or across him. Because he's obviously he's going to be escaping the whole play. During the whole play, he's going to be trying to escape anyway. Neither of us have flash at this point, so that's not a factor. So as you see, I only get 2 autos off in that period of time. I've queued reset, I get the first auto off, and then after this queue reset, I get 1 auto, I orb walk down instead of up, and I get a second auto. Now, if I'd orb walked upwards here, I would have got a third auto here, and we'll see the way that that affects the fight later on. As you can see, I start casting my W. I have my stacks of Fervour, 6 stacks, so I have quite a bit of extra AD. My AD's gone up to 108 from like 89 or something like that. And then with the arriving minion wave, this trade is very well timed with the arriving minion wave, that I can get 2 alt casts and my Q reset on the minion, which we see here. We get the Q reset on the minion. Auto, wait a small second for the next auto to be ready, and then Q auto. Now, I probably waited a little bit too long for the second auto here. Hold on. I probably waited a little bit long for the second auto to be ready for the Q auto, so I didn't get the further the W proc on that auto afterwards. But also the second problem was I didn't, because I missed one more auto that I could have got earlier in here where I walked down instead of up. This lost me 1 auto here, which further means that that I lost about 100 damage on him at this point as well. So had this trade been slightly different, had Rumble had a little bit more health, a little bit more resist, I wouldn't have actually got the kill here, or it would have been much harder. I do have, as you see, I do after this order, I do have my E coming up next, so I have a margin of about 50 damage further on him, but I could have got about 200 extra damage. Well, not maybe not 200, but of the order of 100 and 100, 150 extra damage. And the additional thing is, if we look at the trade at this point in time, right? If I'd walked upwards here, if I'd walked upwards here, I probably could have immediately gone to this this minion by walking across from him, and then two alts Q to this minion, and then I'd probably on one of those alt casts I'd get a collateral hit on the last minion of the wave, and then the third alt cast would go uh, onto that minion, and then I would be able to Q reset on that one as well. So that would let me stay on top of Rumble the whole time, because this whole area with the caster minions I can basically get to um, whenever I want. I can be anywhere within that area for an auto attack. So that covers the whole trade basically. As I said, the extra damage margin I could have had was probably about 150 to 250 damage, and in this case it didn't actually matter, but in a different case it would have mattered. So hope hope you learned something, hope this comes in useful, and see you in the next one.